Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're looking at how I revamp my garden. Okay guys, this is the part of the backyard that has been dedicated to planting vegetables. As you can see, I have completely neglected this space. And after our last harvest, I really became lazy and I stopped working on the space. But we are back and I dusted myself up and went back to it. And I am here going to salvage what is still good to use. And I must say, the spring onion that you see me cutting off here kept growing, and it was so healthy despite being surrounded by weeds which had now taken over the space. Spring onion to last me probably 5 years. I proceeded to use a hoe to really go in and get the weeds out as much as I could. And the digging wasn't that difficult, but then I also realized that I needed to dig out the spring onion roots that we actually later used to replant on the other side of the garden patch. This was fairly easy because the soil wasn't too dense and made this whole process much easy. And unfortunately, with regards to the cabbage, there had been a lot of insects that have been really having a go at the cabbages, so we were not able to salvage it because they were now at a point whereby they were eating the cabbage from the inside out, and there was just a lot of pests and pesticides that I just realized that we needed to just chuck the cabbage. And I could actually kick myself at this point because I realized it later on that this could have been a very nice base to start with to use as compost or manure. I'm not sure which is which for the garden, but then we learn with every step that we take in life. We learn, and going forward, at least now I know that stuff that is from the garden, and especially if it's food, it's stuff that you can reuse actually in your compost to just get your soil even more healthier. And oh yes guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe so that you can see the progress of the garden. Due to me trying to really make these videos short, I've decided to make a series of this, so please do stick around. You will get a part series of what went on with regards to this whole project, and be sure to just like this video and click on that notification button to be notified on when I upload my next video in regards to this project, so that you can fairly see the progress of it. And I really must say I am chuffed with how this whole thing is going. And yeah, comment down below. Have you started your own vegetable patch? Are you thinking about it, or what's the story? Is it something that you would really like to take on? Let us know in the comments below.
How cute is this guy? He is so cute.
These metal rods that I'm pulling off here were what I used to secure my shade net, and as you can see, I no longer have use for them. And as you can see, there is this rubble. Basically, this is the stems of the butternut, and I must really say, even though the butternut took over the garden at some point, we had butternut soup, butternut roasted, butternut this, butternut that, so I'm very happy about that.
Oh my goodness me, how many are you guys here? Jeebus. So basically this is a set. Oh my goodness me. Jesus. So many snails. Oh my word. Like I literally have a colony of snails. Okay. What am I gonna do?
At this point, my whole plan took another turn.
Check these guys. Like there's literally a family of these things there. It's a colony of snails. Is it a colony of snails? What's a group of snails called? Okay, I'm gonna try and remove as many as I can, or the ones that I can see, and move them to some other part of the yard. One that I know I'm not gonna be busy with anytime soon. And hope they flourish there. Bye-bye, guys. Let's go.
Guys, I kid you not when I say my plan took another turn. I think it took me about an hour to clear the snails from the shade net that was sitting there. And even though I didn't realize that it was a house, or it was housing so many snails, and funny enough, I took a picture and I sent it to a friend and I said, check these snails. And she said to me, maybe you could just make a soup out of the snails. And I didn't know that there was a thing, you know. And this was amazing because it was a learning curve for me. At least now I know that you can make a snail soup.
Okay, a session of cultivating my veggie patch turned out to be a session of picking up snails. Oh wow. Okay, they look like they will just sing. You know, they look like a choir. A choir. So since I don't know what a group of snails is called, I thought it was a colony. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. And I'm just deciding. A choir of snails will do for now. Check. How amazing is God's creation though. And from what I can gather, I didn't pick up all. I didn't pick up all of the snails. But at least these are the ones that I could see. And yeah, I'm gonna just move these guys to another part of the yard. And I hope they thrive there. And yeah, that's it. Let's move, guys. Let's move, guys. Where are you going? Where are you gonna fall? Go back. Go back. Okay, guys. I really needed to turn back. I wanted to just show you. This guy here, oh God, has just made a poo-poo. Can you see that? And it is a flippin' long poo-poo. It's the first I see a snail's poo-poo. It really is the first I see a snail's poo-poo. Can you see it? Right here. Right here. There's the poo-poo. Shucks. I think this guy is so scared that he's actually poo-pooing on himself. Sorry, okay. I'm taking these guys back to the bed.
Other than the beautiful lessons that I learned around the snakes, I mean, for mere fact that I learned a new word, which is a group of snails, is called an escargatoire. Oh, wow, what an awesome name. I also learned that you can make soup out of snails, even though I'm pretty sure that I won't be one to have that soup. I also really, in hindsight and with reflections, I also really realized that, with everything that is not cultivated in life, with things that are not put in place and are not taken care of on a regular basis, they become stale, they become useless, and they really just take up space. And the more they start to do that, then it becomes rot and all these yucky things that really one would be very open to fixing if really we were to just be cognizant and mindful of the fact that with everything that you do not use, you lose it. I think it is the law of correspondence. It's the same as if you are somebody that is not exercising your muscles will start to sag. And it's not only about muscles, but then it's about everything else in life. If you have stuff that is just lying around and not being used, it might actually end up being useless and work against you.
Okay, we are on day 3. What has happened is managed to take out everything from the garden. I've managed to weed out almost all the weeds. This is the only patch that I didn't remove because, as you can see, my spinach is looking good. It's looking good, and we are eating from this spinach in the garden. So it's the only patch that I didn't remove anything from. So yeah, other than that, I've managed to weed out, and there was a lot of spring onion that we took into the house, so we are eating that as well. And we came back here and we literally planted some more of the onion here. So this is the other part to the garden that we managed to salvage. And basically, oh yes, this is, what do they call this? It's basically something like a fertilizer. It is a fertilizer for the soil. It's good to mix with compost when cultivating the soil. And in here, I don't know if you can see, but then in here we have a rubble that we collect from our carpentry workshop. It's basically fine wood that's going to be mixed with the manure and the fertilizer to just boost up the soil. And yes, there we are. It's the compost. So basically it's going to be this whole patch here coming all the way to this side, and basically this is where we are going to plant veggies. I think we're going to plant up until to this tall tree that we have here. And I was hoping that on this part of the garden it's where we would have the butternut, because initially we had the butternut in between somewhere there by the spinach, and it really literally took over the whole space. So going forward, I'm going to make sure that the butternut is at the end of the patch so that it just grows in a direction that would not take over the rest of the patch. So I'm in my some of my seeds I have more of the spinach, so I think I'm just gonna put another batch here to add on to the spinach and do. Oh yes, initially this is where I had my tomatoes, but then I also realized that tomatoes need to be structured or have a structure that helps it to stay elongated and grow vertically, because the last time I literally didn't support my tomatoes. Even though we had a very good harvest, we could have done better if only it was supported with structures. So ideally, I think just after the onion here, just by this tree right here, this is where I am going to plant our tomato with a structure. We are also busy constructing a picket fence that we are going to put around the veggie patch, because my youngest feels like this is a playground, so he comes in and stomps on top of my food. So we are going to sort that out. And I have here my lovely lemon tree, but then as you can see, guys, I don't know if I can focus clearly here. Yes, as you can see, she is sick. You know, she has. Let's focus. Camera focus. I need to show what is happening to some of my lemon tree's leaves. She has these lumps, and that are, yes, if you can see on this leaf, yes, there we are. She has these lumps that are slowly but surely clearing. There is a solution that I got for her that we put on, mix with water that she drinks, to get rid of these, because it's like it's sort of like, I don't know, pimples. She has pimples. So yeah, but then she's coming very nicely as well. It is a lemon tree that we have planted here about a year and a half ago. If you can also see, I'm trying to focus, because this would be what we call a healthy leaf, or healthy leaf of this tree. And this one is one that has pimples, and it's these pimples that we're trying to cure. So we're giving her a lot of I would like to call them vitamins. Yeah, vitamins and all of those funny things. And I see we have visitors. Check this guy out. Come on, camera focus. Oh yes, there's about 3 of these guys. Is it ladybirds or ladybugs? Yeah, but then yeah, it's that they are here to visit and they are enjoying themselves. So yeah, hopefully in about a year's time or 2 years, we should be getting nice. Oh, and it's actually flowering now. Wow, look at that. I actually didn't realize that she's starting to flower. Oh, this is amazing. So yeah, there we are. There's another nice flowering bud here. Okay, she's picking up very good. I'm very happy with her progress. And we actually had this wire to help support her, because she was growing squints. But then I see now she's coming very nicely straight, which I'm happy about. So yeah, look at that. She's starting to flower. How lovely is this? Yeah, like I say, maybe in a year or 2 years time we'll start harvesting lemons from this beautiful tree. So yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go back to my garden, finish the taking out of the weeds. As you can see, there's still some more weeds that needs to be taken out, and then I am going to prepare the soil using compost, some of the wood from our carpentry, and this whatever culture thing that is here. So yeah, guys, stick around. I hope we salvage my garden. And other than that, yes, I already have seeds. Some of them are already planted in small pots. So basically, as soon as the whole thing is cultivated, we are going to plant yummies. Yes, we are going to plant yummies. Oh yes, and if you can just see there, those sculptures are nicely drying, but then it is another project that I started about a day ago. They are nicely drying up, and these are going to be part of my flower pots. Yeah, I'll make another video on these flower pots as soon as they are nicely painted and dry. And yeah, stick around.
Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you on my next upload. Mwah.